Hello, everybody. Welcome to Living with Asperger's, and today I'm talking about jobs, specifically holding and maintaining a job. Now, for those of you that are completely unaware, people with Asperger's do tend to have a bit of a harder time getting a job. And the reason why is because the second they hear the word Asperger's syndrome or any sort of disorder, they immediately think you're not going to be a good employee. So, your employer does need to know on a certain level that you do have a mental disorder. That's a fact. You need to say it by law, I think. And, if you do get the job, the employer has to give you certain benefits. Unless you're working in specific industries where there are none or where benefits are already provided for you, like me, where I work in retail. So, one of the bigger issues that I have right now with just finding a job is that it took me a very long time to find the job that I currently have. And especially when college gets involved, it gets even more difficult. And it really sucks because, you would expect to get a job immediately. That's what you're born and raised to believe here in America. You are raised to believe that you're going to get a job immediately, but it doesn't work like that. And once again, I'm not trying to put blame on anyone, but it's just the way our society is. Our parents have jobs. Our friends have jobs. The weird guy across the street has a job. People on the internet have turned the internet into their job. Everyone has a job here in America, and just by nature, we are trained to believe that we will eventually get a job, but that is not how it works. So I'm going to give you guys a few tips today on how to get a job, especially if you have Asperger's syndrome. And the first one is if they give you a list question, like let's say they ask you, what are some traits that you have? Don't start with the negative ones. Always start with the positive ones. The reason why is because the first ones are going to be the ones that they're paying attention to more. So if you go from positive to negative rather than negative to positive, you're going to be more likely to get that job. Now, if they do ask you if you have Asperger's syndrome, say, I do, but then say something like, but I've been working on overcoming it for over 10 years now, and I'm to the point to where I can actually talk to people and hold a job. Now, don't be that extreme with it unless you feel like you need to, but that helps out a ton. And the reason why, it's so simple. Employers are looking for people that have overcome insane odds. And if you take your Asperger's syndrome and I'm not trying to offend anybody here, but if you take your Asperger's syndrome and you use that to your advantage, you can actually be more likely to get a job than, say, somebody from college. And the reason why is simple. The employer knows that you are capable of overcoming insane odds and tasks. And that's exactly what I do at my work every day. I push carts. Doesn't seem like that bad of a job, but when I go and find a new job, I'll have all that experience under my belt, and I'll hopefully be able to find a job that'll give me better pay and maybe even better hours. Who knows? And, a lot of people with Asperger's syndrome automatically assume that the world is against them in terms of getting a job, and that's just not true. It's either you're against yourself or there are people that are against you. Not the entire world or the business, but the people in that said business. And as long as you can overcome that, you're good. Which is the reason why I'm making this video, because I know that people have trouble finding jobs, especially people with mental disorders. And in a country where the economy can crash at any moment, it's very, very nerve-wracking to even be able to hold a job. And my tip for holding a job? Don't even, worry about the economy or anything. Just do your damn job. If you're a cart pusher, do the best that you can at pushing carts. If you're an artist, do the best that you can with your art. If you're an engineer, do the best at whatever you do as an engineer. I actually don't know what people do as engineers. But, people just assume this stuff about the world around them, and they know so little. And it's sad because people need to know more about what they're doing and why they're doing it. And that's one of the reasons why I created this channel in the first place. I know I'm good at YouTube, and I know that I'm good at communicating with people. Especially people with disorders. My meltdown video got over 300 views. I think that's just because I was angry in that video, but I don't know for sure. But yeah, I mean, seriously, we live in a country where it's absolutely necessary to have a job. And if you don't have a job, you might as well be homeless. So, go out there, start applying to random businesses. If you think you wouldn't fit somewhere, don't apply there if you really, really feel like you don't want to. But go out there and explore the possibilities of jobs. And it doesn't matter whether you get a retail job as your first job. The first job is always going to suck. It doesn't even matter where you are, where you're from. But, eventually you will find your way. And that is the point that I'm trying to get across here. You will find your way. And when you do, your life is going to take a turn for the better. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it's a bit shorter than before, and I know it's been a long time since I've uploaded that video last week. The very first comments that I got on that video were basically, go die in a hole. And, F Islam. But, whatever, it's the internet. I expected that to happen. So thank you guys for watching my video. Thank you for all the subscribers that recently subscribed. I got like 4 new subscribers in a day, I think, a couple of days ago. So thank you guys so much. It means a lot to me that you guys are subscribing, and I hope to make this into my job in the future. I've always wanted to be an internet superstar. So thank you guys. And, yeah, I will see all you guys in my next video. Peace.